Recording, brilliant. Hey, g'day guys, and welcome to our Magic Moments Movement training call, franchise training call. We are very lucky to have the amazing Fee Taylor on our call tonight to share with us some of her wisdom via answering some questions that you guys have put through to her. But just a quick one on Fee. I actually did ask for Fee's bio, and she said, "Don't worry about my bio. I'm not precious." And that kind of fee, when I saw it, I was like, no. I've got to let these people know who you are and what they've got tonight. But then as I read it, I thought, that is just so you. But I do want to let everyone know a little bit about you. You are, as we know, on the Gold Coast. You're an NMD. You've built an amazing team up there of empowered women, women that probably aren't feeling the way they are right now if it wasn't for meeting you or meeting the likes of your team, which is really meeting you because you are all about duplication. And it's all been done by you living our mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. So you keep it simple, you keep it honest, you keep it real, and I've always appreciated you giving me time with my business and just as a friend as well. You're, I think, close to 10 years with the Juice Plus company, if not 10 years. Or thereabouts, I think.
Yeah, 7 rolling up to 8. So yeah, I mean, not far off. Feels like 10 years.
When you get that far, you don't count anymore, do you?
That's it.
Now, I just want to let you guys know, and you will feel this from Fee, she's just a genuine, caring person, an all-round legend, and she's super generous. Just now, even without being asked, she's just gone, yep, I've got something on the Gold Coast. You need to come and have coffee with me. So it's a beautiful thing. She really does not just live the mission of inspiring healthy living, but she lives the mission behind how we do business. So, Fee, thank you and welcome. Would you like to share or say anything before I throw these questions from everyone at you?
Yeah, like it's an honour to be asked. So thank you for having me here tonight. I avoid bios like the plague because it doesn't matter what I've done or where I've been, really. At the end of the day, I am me. And I think probably my biggest personal mission in life is just to be me and not try and be anything else. And it's actually served me well so far. And I really, you know, as you say, empowered women and amazing. And you know, it doesn't matter about the title, the clothes or anything like that. I mean, all amazing recognition, but at the end of the day, Paulie's nailed it on the head. It's you know, empowering us to do. They've always been more people I get, the better. I don't care where they are in the business. I don't care if they're in my team. I don't care if they're not yet in my team. I don't care where they show up. If they've said yes to this opportunity, then as a national marketing director, I feel that I am here to help those who put 2 hands up asking for help. So I'm here to serve, and that is my greatest gift. Is that I now get to answer anything you want to know. I'll ask anything. I'll answer anything.
Fee, I'm not sure what's happening for you guys, but it's a bit disjointed. But we're going to keep running forward. But I've got to be honest and say, I only learned that lesson from you just the other day when I was ringing to ask you to do this Zoom, and I was paranoid about asking you because you've been helping me along a little bit of late and not in my line of business. And your words to me were, mate, get out of your head, get into your heart. And I just went, you know what? That is just, it is, you really are honest about, you know, what you're saying there. So thank you. So I'm gonna shoot these questions at you. Ready to rock and roll?
Yep. All right, 50 questions. Let's go.
Let's do it. First question is, why is conference so important on a personal and business level? And what would you say to any of your teamies who are still sitting on the fence?
Okay, can you hear me okay? Are you having trouble with my connection?
No, we're good now.
All good. Okay, so conference changed my life, and honestly, I was the most resistant person. Why do I need to go and do that? And I'll tell you a little bit about my story towards the end if there's time. But why do I need to go to conference? Why? And like literally co-host to my first Australian conference, and at the same time got to speak on stage, which was like, really, you want me to come and do that? So that was such a great honor. That was in Perth, however many years ago that was. And but going to the States changed everything. Going to conference where there were 9,000, and I've got a fitness background, guys, so going to a big event like that in the fitness industry was very let's say manipulative and comparison driven and negative experience. Going to a Juice Plus conference, and I went to, it was Orlando, I think, and I pretty much went with Stevie Coulter and Linda, and I had about 15 team going, which is why I had to go. Linda kept saying, you kind of have to come. I was like, bloody hell, okay, I'll come. Changed my life, absolutely changed my life. And if I hadn't have gone, I sometimes doubt that I'd still be here. So it took me from a kind of a floating along position to completely changing my vision for what this could be, because I sat up front in the audience with Jeff Roberti and Lawrence Slocum, who are my upline sponsors, and listened to one NMD after another, which at that stage was 99.9% women, telling me these amazing stories of their journeys and what this business had afforded them. And it's heart of my core values. Number one, being family. Number two, being education. At the time, they were my core values. And when I had this woman stand up in front of me and tell me she'd put 7 kids through college, and in the States, let's say that's worth 50 grand a piece, right? Because of her Juice Plus business, that just went boom. Because I literally, the story is, I came home, I got home, my husband wasn't home. I had a shower, I got changed, I drove out to the most elitist school on the Gold Coast, which had the highest education system. I enrolled my son to start in year 4 the next year, and then I went home and told my husband, and he cracked it. And just went, you what? How will I be going to afford to pay it? And I said, Juice Plus will do it. I'll do it with my Juice Plus business. And he thought I was completely nuts. He was so angry with me on so many levels about, why would you do that? And I went, do you know what? I'll make it happen. When I had that why, when I had that to jump me out of bed, when I knew that I had ridiculous amounts of money to pay in school fees every year, that changed my business. And I would not have ever have heard that if I hadn't have gone for a conference. So if that doesn't convince you, just get off your ass, book your ticket, and just get over there. It doesn't matter if you sleep with 6 people in a room. Gosh, I've done that. Like, just do it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it totally answers my question. It actually was my question. So, do you know what really struck me out was vision changing? And I think I've heard people say that about the overseas conferences. I certainly feel it at our home conferences. And for a starting point from my team, for my new team, I certainly, I don't know what the hell to say, mate, above and beyond what you just said. Just, Julia, get to conference. Kay, I'll see you at conference.
Julia,
Claire,
coming to Perth. Julia, you're coming to Perth.
And Claire, we've got to get your new team to conference. It's just, it really is something you can't, until you're there, you can't understand why people are so passionate about it.
Yeah, and I guess probably the point there, like Perth conference was in May, I think, that year, and I went to the October conference in Orlando. Now we're talking Perth conference. I think we had 1 NMD across the stage. In Orlando conference there was 20, and in Perth I think we'll go close to 15. There are now 53 NMDs in Australia, New Zealand, and when I joined I think there were 5. Yeah. So the system, it's all changed, right? So you'll hear these stories that will just go, it just blows all your BS excuses out of the water.
Great, I love it. And you know what? Kudos to you for having 15 people go with you overseas, because you would have changed their lives. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Another question, mate, is when you first joined Juice Plus, how did you begin to build a business? You know, your first steps.
All right, so I'm going to have to tell you my story. I was the most reluctant franchisee ever. Like, seriously. I was one of Linda Evenden's first. So she coerced me into the business. I wasn't interested. I was not out loud and proud. I was not doing network marketing. I did not have time for this business. I was running 2 businesses, and Darren was running a business from home as well. So we had 3 businesses running out of my house, and I had 2 kids and a stepdaughter. So when she positioned this to me as another business opportunity, I was like, yeah, right. So Linda and I actually came to this amazing agreement. My warm market, her presentation, don't call me unless I need to know something. And like, guys, we're going back 7 years. So nearly 8 years. So it was a long, long time ago. And literally it was me and Linda up here. There was nothing happening. So to answer that question, I can't really answer that honestly to say that I made any real difference, but I can tell you this. When my best friend, who's Sky, she's an SSC in the business, and she came to Orlando that year, and she hasn't really progressed in the business because she's done 1,000 other things since, like had 3 kids. But she came to me and said to me, this is my best friend, right? I cannot believe you did not tell me what this business model is. And I just said to her, I don't even know what the business model is. I haven't educated myself to it because it wasn't on my agenda. And she said to me, you need to figure this out, and you need to figure it out fast because you have gold in your hands. If you don't do this, then, you're an idiot. So this is my best friend. So I'm going to go, okay. And she was the one that actually said to me, if you don't come to Orlando, we can't be friends anymore. So it was a big clincher for me getting on that plane too. And that conference, I literally arrived at 2 a.m., had to be at a training with Jeff Roberti and Larry Thompson and Cheryl Cortese at 7 a.m. And I did not leave the conference facility until I decided I need to get at least over to Disneyland, and then flew home. And that was my first conference experience, but still life-changing. But when I got it, when I really got it, how did I help them? I came from it probably completely different to how we do now. So it's kind of comparing apples to beetroots. I explained to them, because the person that I brought in next was a business person, and I explained to them the marketing plan, which I absorbed from Danny Martin. Danny was huge in my journey. And then when I saw that they got it, then that was probably the next step for me. But today, how do I bring someone into the business and how do I get them started? Okay, the most important lesson I can give you, the most easy advice is you have to, number one, you have to self. If you're not being authentic about who you are and what this can be and what you found, and being really truly authentic, and then you're doing yourself a disservice and you're doing that person a disservice, because people buy you, guys. They don't really care about the products or the business plan or the company. They want to play with you. They want to hang out with you, okay? Because you've done something, said something, them to do something that they may not have normally done if it wasn't for you. And if you change your tact, if you go from being you to then all of a sudden being some authority on fruits and vegetables or science or the business model, then it's not going to work. So how I bring people into the business at the moment, and I'm on a 20-30 at the moment. So what that means is we've got a challenge at the moment. We've got 30 days to bring 20 new people into our team, and into our frontline team. And I can promise you that how I treat Bianca, who I signed up today, day one. So woohoo, I'm ahead. I've got a mark on my chart. How I treat Bianca, who runs a massive business, will be completely different to how I treat Nick, who I'm meeting with tomorrow, who is a stay-at-home mum. Does that make sense?
Yes, 100%.
There's not a one-size-fits-all. You have to be authentic, and you have to meet people where they're at.
Yeah. Beautiful. I think you summed that up beautifully. Authentic and meeting people where they're at. Unreal. Next
Yeah.
question, I think you've kind of answered, unless you think there's more to put on this, but how did you induct or get your first franchisee, and what did you do? I think you sort of answered that really.
First franchisee was easy. First franchisee was Jordan. Jordan worked with me. She was PT. She worked in my studio. And she was studying at the time. And I said to her, I think this will earn some extra income for the studio, but I think I would like you to help me do it. And we sat down and we went through the science, because being personal trainers, everything that came over our desk was crap. Basically, it went to the bin. You know, align with us and do this, and you know, have a mutual relationship with us. And most of it was crap. I wouldn't even put in my own body. So when this came over and I sat down with Geordie, so she was my first franchisee, and then there was Dee, both still in the business, and then was Christine Drummond. So Drummo was my third, and then Tina was very soon after. I just want to say that everyone that I have brought into my frontline business, I have had a personal relationship with. I haven't found them on Facebook or social media or ClickFunnels or any of this secret sauce BS that you hear about. And do you know what? Linda's the same. Linda even does not have anyone in her team that she has got through social media. I just want you guys to really understand that. Okay, there is no secret sauce. We are in a relationship business. So not just my first, but all of my frontline are people I know personally.
Great. Good to know. I don't know where that puts me, because I've got Julia, who's joined our team, who I did know personally 30 years ago, but didn't meet through Facebook. Yep. So we'll call that a blend.
No, but there's something. There's a personal connection there.
Yeah.
I just want to say that because I know there's a lot of talk in the background about what's going on in Queensland and social media, and we've got some amazing social media experts.
Yeah.
But I also know for a fact that a lot of the people that talk about social media, their frontline NMDs are people that they knew personally.
Yes. Would it be fair to say that when you're saying social media might be a way of reconnecting with people that you personally knew and had a history with, as opposed to finding random people and going on that crazy social media rampage of trying to find random people?
Yeah, that's not who we are.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that. We've got 10 minutes to go, or 9, and I've got 4 more questions for you.
All right.
I'm telling you that because I'd love them answered, because I know you're going to put gold on them. So What do you look for, and how do you bring up the topic with somebody about becoming a franchisee?
I establish a relationship. So today's win, I'm very excited about it. That has been a relationship that I have nurtured 2 ways for about 8 months. And did I think right from the get-go that they would be amazing at this business? Absolutely. Did I tell them what I did? Absolutely. Did they understand network marketing? Yes, they were with a different company, not nutrition. So they got network marketing. So I knew that I had that leverage, that they understood it's not a whole thing that I had to explain. But it was really just about the relationship. And as I say, guys, that the relationship is the most important thing.
I think that's what we are in terms of a business. We're a relationship business, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, heart to heart. I love that answer. That's awesome, mate. Another question. I have a day coming up with a large group of girlfriends. How do I best bring up the conversation of Juice Plus to optimize this opportunity?
All right. You need to read a book. It's called Questions Are the Answers. That's all I need to say to you. And there's another book. Do you guys know about The 4-Year Career, Richard Blissbrook?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Okay, you've heard of it?
Not read it.
Okay, number one, read it or listen to it. I think the audio goes for like an hour. So Richard remarried a few years ago, and his bride, Kimmy, who I was actually with yesterday, which was pretty cool, Kimmy rewrote the book for women. And it really explains the 4-year career for women. Kimmy built a business, huge business, as a single mum, 1 hour a day, 5 days a week in her lunch break. And after 4 years, had over 20,000 people in her organisation. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
So if you've got time between now and that event, I would definitely ask you to read Questions Are the Answers. That's Ellen Page. Like, that book was written in the 70s.
Yeah, right.
And Kimmy Brooke, her book is 4-Year Career. So if you look up 4-Year Career, Richard Bliss Brooke's going to come up, but you want the female version. So definitely
the Questions Are the Answer with Alan Peace.
Yeah.
Right. His daughter lives around the corner. Our friends play footy together. Our kids play footy together.
No way.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm sure it's here on my bookshelf. It'll be here somewhere. It's like one of my absolute go-tos. Like, okay. Questions Are the Answer. Shut up. Don't speak. Just ask questions.
Yeah.
Because they'll tell you whether the pain is health, or they'll tell you whether they're, needing an extra couple of $100 a month into their house, or, to make the car repayment, or, it doesn't look like we'll be going away again this Christmas. Okay. $200, $300, $400, $500 a month into a household. Please don't ever underestimate what that does for a family or an individual. They might not be another NMD, or they might not be the next big thing, but please do not ever underestimate what a few $100s a month can do for somebody.
Yeah. As in, don't prejudge.
Never.
Yeah, love it. Thanks, mate. Now, if you have a customer who only uses one product, do you encourage them to try others, and how is the best way to do this?
Yep, sweet. Yes, I do. I just recently pre-shared targeted all of my capsule customers, and I sent them, I'm just going to find it so I can show you. There is at Kmart this thing called the Health Journal, and they're like $2. So I sent all of my capsule customers the Health Journal and a sachet of Complete. Some got 2 sachets if they're a big family. Some got 1, depends who they were. And I posted it out and said, hey, we've got this thing called the Healthy Living Revolution. And during the process, we use 2 shakes a day, or 1 shake a day, depending on, what you're up to. And I would love you to give this a go and try it. Have a look at it. It's only for 10 days. 5 shake orders out of it. And I got 3 in-homes booked, because I still do in-homes. I'm that girl. I'm not doing massive Zoom events and stuff. I actually go to people because I'm a relationship person. I want to talk to people. I want to find out what's going on in their lives, and I want to know how I can serve them, either by showing them the business or showing them the products, or both. So, yeah. So does that help?
Yeah, superbly. And just to clarify, in-homes, can they be done in your home, someone else's home, in a cafe?
Wherever you want.
Yeah, wherever you want. I love it. It's really, in-home is just a term for getting face-to-face, eyeball to eyeball, heart to heart.
It is. The only thing I would say about that is, if I have a customer who's been on the product for a while, like maybe they're on their 3rd, 4th, 5th shipment or whatever, I will encourage them to have it in their home, because their friends will be comfortable coming to their home. They don't know me from a bar of soap.
Yeah, love it.
So to meet me at a cafe, or to come to my place and go, who is this woman and what the hell are we up for? Yeah. So, yeah, I find that that's a much better way of doing it.
Love it. Last question, man, and I've got 3 minutes of your time left. When using social media, do you find any type of posts work better than others in building a good reputation, sharing JP, and creating interest?
Can't answer it. Don't use social media to build my business.
Okay.
That's definitely a Mel Brandt question. She is freaking awesome at using social media, and she is consistent. I find it an absolute distraction personally, unless I'm talking to team or potential team out of this country.
Yep.
But honestly, guys, my pretty much, I'm just trying to think who's not. Out of all my frontline, I've got one in Melbourne, one in New Zealand, but the rest of them are here.
Yeah.
Because they've come from my community, they've come from my relationships, they've come from me building relationships locally, people I can touch and feel and talk to.
Yep.
But that's me being me and being very authentic in how I do my business.
Yep.
And
So
I'm very much a relationship person.
So not actually saying Facebook's not a good way.
I'm not saying it's not great. I'm saying, do you know what? So here's if this doesn't inspire you, then I really don't know what will. I have a downline team, and I think she would probably be, I'm going to say 7th generation from me. She can't leave her home. She has an illness that prevents her from really leaving the home. It's a physical illness, and I think she's almost SC, and she has done everything on, actually no, she's an SC. She's done everything on social media because she can do that.
Yep. Because
it gives her a way to build a business, and it gives her a way to connect people. So for her, this has been life-changing. She's bringing in an income where she couldn't previously leave the house. She's connecting with people. And I'm not saying that social media is left, right, or upside down. All I'm saying is, for me personally, I can't comment on that because I don't build through social media, but there's plenty that do. Yep. And plenty that it's their only way of doing it. And hey, we've got our first NMD in the world who's in Uganda, Amanda Newright. She's frontline to Linda. She's actually an American but had to move to Uganda about 3 years ago because of the husband's work. We don't ship to Uganda at all. She's done everything online through social media, and she went NMD about 2 months ago.
So Amanda from Uganda is an NMD.
Amanda from Uganda is an NMD, and she's for the last 3 years done everything on social media. So it has its place. I think, I'm not going to get into how to run it because I don't do it, so I can't comment.
Yep.
But guys, my message from the get-go is you need to be authentic. If you're in there being someone that you're not, you're going to get found out, and it's just going to backfire on you. Just be yourself.
I love it. You've totally, in that, they are all the answers, the questions that came through, and you've totally answered them. Completely appreciate your time. It's bang on 8:30. I'm going to respect your time. I'm going to unmute everyone so they can say thanks and wish you love, and I'll end recording there as well. Mate, thank you so much. Cool. You're a legend. Absolute legend.
Anytime, Paulie. Thank you for having me on.
Brilliant, Fee.
Thank you.
Great to see you, Fee.
Arthur, are you in there?
Yeah.
Hey Arthur, how are you? Nice to see you.
Doing great.
Cool. Good. All right, guys, look, it's been a pleasure, and seriously, Paulie, I'm a phone call away. If you need me to jump in again sometime, guys, come to conference. Come to conference.
I'm there, man.
Come to conference.
Yeah. Like I Mel Brandt, you, Christine, and Abby hug already for the support they've given us so far, and I'll squeeze you the tightest, mate. Thank you.
See you at conference.
You're welcome. Have a great night,
Good
guys.
night, guys.
God bless. Good night.
Good night.
That was brilliant. Too good.
Yeah, unreal. So I have stopped recording. Fee's left. Did anyone have any questions or want to discuss anything that she shared, even if it's just, hey, wow, that was awesome?
It was awesome. It was absolutely amazing, and I'm really excited about the lady from Uganda because I've got somebody in the same situation. I'd love to know more about how she did that.
Beautiful. So as you just heard, Fee said she's just a phone call away. So shoot her a message, ask her, see if you can tee up a phone call. Brilliant. Right. How about you, Julia? Did that get your questions answered, mate?
Yeah, it was great. Really good.
She trumped my answers, didn't she, today?
Sorry?
She trumped the answers I gave you today, didn't she?
No, they're both good, even with different perspectives.
Yeah, unreal. And that's what it's about, mate. I think I think what we both agreed on today was is coming from a place of truth and authenticity, and that's important. We've always heard that techniques vary, concepts stay the same. So, i.e., social media is a technique. It's one that she's not personally using, but it's one that works. Yeah, look, there's plenty of ways to do it, and I think it's great that we have all these different NMDs on because they're sharing their life, because you can see Mel Brandt's going nuts with it, and Mel Brandt and Fee are great friends. So, where's Claire? Are you there, Claire?
Yes,
Yep. How do you feel? Did you get your questions answered? I know a couple of yours are in there.
right. No, that was really, really good. I was really hoping that you would expand on what she included in the in-house or those meetings, you know,
Yep.
how long they went and the sort of things that she actually does.
Yep. So how about we do this is what I took away from her when she was talking about questions are the answer, LMPs, and the 4-year career was about asking questions.
Yeah.
So you'll obviously share, as you know, we've been through the elevator pitch a few times over. So you've obviously got to that point of interest. When you get over there, it's about asking questions. Hey, and I've done that with people. Hey, why are we here having this conversation right now? How have we got to here? What's going on with you that your mind is open to, whether it be the business opportunity or the product? What are we doing here? How did we get to arrive here today, you and me, face to face? And what's your interest? Where are you right now? What's happening? So they'll start talking. And I think you don't need to have the rack of questions, because once they give you some feedback, you go, aha. So what does that mean for you? If it's I'm hating work or this or that, you know, you'll be able to go, okay, well, what does it mean? What would life be like if you're doing something you don't hate so much? You know, does it scare you? Are you feeling safe where you are now but feeling unfulfilled? What if you could feel supported in jumping outside your comfort zone? So I think those will come across. And I think, you know, I'll be honest with you, Claire, from the conversations we've had over the time, and, you know, I know you've been to a few conferences yourself, and with how you've signed up and got Tasha over the line with her first promotion, how you've met Ingrid, your other new franchisee, where she's at, and now got her interest back up, you know, her personal life aside, you know what you're doing. And I think if you have confidence in that, you know, you told me yourself, you said, you know, I met them face to face through your BNI or your networking events, and you sort of indicate, I can't remember your exact words, but they were, you know, and that's what I needed to do and how I needed to do it, and how I was comfortable with it. That was your place of authenticity. You've got two franchisees, one that's moving and has momentum, and another that's coming back to you after she's cleared her schedule. So I would, as Fee said to me, and as we hear a lot now, is get out of your head, get into your heart. And I think that's what I love. Nicole, I've got to say, I love that, mate. Every time you crack on a cracker, the screen comes to you. Because wherever the noise is, whoever's confusing you. So as we're talking, every time you crunch a cracker, you pop up on the big screen.
I thought I was off. I'm starving.
No, you know what? Okay, where are you? Why aren't you showing up there? I'm gonna.
I wait a second.
No, I've muted you now, mate. And if you want to say something, just stick up your hand, and I'll go. Yep, you want to say, ask, or share.
I want to say something.
Oh, you do. You're back. Okay.
I just wanted to get her contact details.
Yes, Fee Taylor. Yep. Fee Taylor, you could Ed, you got a pen?
Yep.
Yep.
F-E
Yep.
is Fee Taylor, Tay. I was
Taylor.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I was doing that band from the chick duo, from whatever that was. Who was that? I'm rambling. Okay, it's okay. Who did that? Tay.
Oh,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to get that out so you didn't think I was being
You're
weird.
ever going to be respectable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
respectable.
Let's move on.
Yes,
So that's.
I know how you're doing now.
Yeah. So look up Fee on Facebook. Send her a friend request. As you know, she's not a Facebooker, so you'll probably be best off sending her a private message. In which instance, I would say, are we still recording?
Everybody's just frozen. I'm told my internet connection's unstable.